before the term was coined, I canceled my father. My daddy is the first person to have told me that I was beautiful. He often told me that he loved me, and he was one of my favorite people in the entire world, which was why it was really challenging to discover that we had a deep ideological divide that was so sincere and so deep that caused me to not talk to him for 10 years. Now, let's be clear. I am not denying anyone's right to cancel anyone else. What I'm suggesting is that maybe that's not the best way. Compassion means to suffer with someone, to suffer alongside them. Imagine when someone, say grandpa, says that thing that's caused you to decide he's no longer invited to Thanksgiving. What if instead we chose to suffer alongside him? We decided that our love was so big, so deep, so strong that we were willing to suffer even when it could be potentially painful. What if we're the only person, because of our deep connection and love and affection for our grandfather, and substitute anyone you choose, what if we're the ones to plant seeds of change? I cannot promise you that just because you plant the seed, that it will get water, that it'll get any sunlight, or even a little fertilizer. But what I can tell you is that if you don't plant it, who will? This idea of suffering alongside someone. It means that we are choosing to value the totality of the person rather than one particular aspect, like a framework or a mindset or a belief system. We're choosing to believe that the entire person is more valuable than any of the individual parts. After 10 years of not talking to my dad, I picked up the phone one day, called him and said, I bet if it were up to you, you'd probably go back in time and change some things. I know I would. But since we can't, how about we start again? And he said, yes, because I love you. I always have, and I always will. I am so grateful that I made that call, because there was no way for me to know that a few years later, my dad would develop Alzheimer's. And a few years after that, he would die. And we never saw eye to eye about the thing that divided us, ever. But our love continued. My mind has changed over the years and grown because of the people in my life who planted seeds in me, some that I saw and some that I didn't. So wouldn't it be great if we create a compassion culture where we are willing to suffer alongside the ones we love because we love them? And can't we become a community that plants seeds?